Pick the money and leave forever. I found a classic girl now.
Don't worry, everything will be all right.
We can't stay here.
I know, but where can we go?
We'll find a way.
The money hit the floor in scattered notes, some floating down slowly, almost gracefully, as if even they were ashamed of what was happening. Adaeze stood there and watched them fall. She did not bend to pick them up. She could not move. Her eyes traveled from the money on the floor up to Daniel's face, the face she had kissed 1,000 times, the face she had held in her palms on the nights he cried about his failures, and she found a stranger looking back at her. Beside him stood a woman in a dress that cost more than their old rent combined. Her perfume was thick in the air. She was holding Daniel's arm like a trophy she had already won. "Take it," Daniel said, nodding at the money. "That should be enough for whatever you need. We're done, Ada. You're a good girl, but I need someone who fits where I'm going." Adaeze remembered where he had come from. She remembered the one-room apartment with the leaking roof. She remembered cutting her food budget in half so he could print business proposals. She remembered the night he came home with nothing, no deal, no hope, no light in his eyes, and she had sat on the floor with him, holding his head in her lap, whispering, "It will work, Daniel, it will work," until he believed it again. She had been his investor when she had nothing to invest. She had been his business partner, his therapist, his home. And now she was standing in the lobby of the hotel he now owned, staring at money on the floor. She did not cry. That surprised her. She simply looked at him one last time, really looked, the way you look at something you are memorizing because you know you will never see it again. And she walked out. She did not look back. The first sign came 3 weeks later. A contract Daniel had been certain about fell apart overnight. The partner he had trusted disappeared with a significant deposit, and the lawyers said there was little to be done. He shrugged it off. One bad deal, it happens. But then the second sign came. The hotel's biggest investor pulled out quietly, citing a change in direction. Daniel's accountant sat across from him with careful eyes and delivered numbers that did not add up the way they used to. He increased his spending, trying to project confidence, the way he had seen wealthy men do. It did not help. The woman in the expensive dress, her name was Priscilla, spent freely and loved loudly, but there was nothing beneath it. No counsel, no sacrifice, no prayers at midnight. When he came home troubled, she handed him a drink and changed the subject. She did not know how to sit in his difficulty with him. Nobody had ever needed her to. He started sleeping poorly, then barely at all. The deals that once seemed to find him on their own now slipped away like water through open hands. An investment in a property he was sure about collapsed when the land title turned out to be disputed. A business associate he had trusted for years betrayed him in writing, in public. The press carried the story for 2 weeks. He sat in what remained of his office one evening and tried to remember when everything had started to shift. He kept arriving at the same night. The lobby. The scattered money. Adaze's face. Not a face of anger. That would have been easier to forget. It was a face of quiet, devastating recognition. The look of a woman who finally understood something she had refused to believe, and who was choosing, with great dignity, to leave. He found out through a mutual friend that Adaeze had moved cities, that she was doing well, quietly, steadily, the way she did everything. A small business she had started was growing. People around her seemed to flourish. The friend said it almost as an afterthought. "You know how Ada is, everywhere she goes, things just seem to open up." Daniel put down the phone and sat with that for a long time. He thought about what had followed her out of his life the night he threw money at her feet. The peace that used to live in his chest. The clarity that once made decisions feel simple. The strange, unearned luck that had made investors trust him before he had given them reason to. He had thought he was the one building. He had not stopped to consider that some people do not just support your building, they are the foundation. And when you remove a foundation, you do not notice it immediately. The structure stands for a while. It looks fine. Until it doesn't. He wrote her a message once. Long, honest, and painful to write. He did not ask for her back. He was not sure he deserved to. He simply told her that he understood now what he had not understood then, that her presence had been a grace he had mistaken for a given. She read it. He could see that she had. She did not reply. And somehow, that silence said everything. It said, some doors, when you close them the way you close this one, do not open again. Pass. He was learning, slowly and expensively, that the most valuable things in a man's life rarely announce their worth.